Let's move on over to Georgia. Big takeaway from G-Day. It wasn't on television, so you kind of had to just go based off of what you saw on clips. Let's start off with the wide receiver room. I think just having Colby Young back on the field is going to open up the passing attack. I think it's going to do pretty well for you across the intermediate, and it's going to make teams have to pay closer attention to him. And then that's going to open up plays for guys like Dylan Bell and Oscar Delp inside, Zachariah Branch inside the red zone. It's going to open up plays for Noah Thomas. I think having Colby Young may be one of the biggest key weapons for this offense, regardless of who you have at quarterback, regardless of what this offensive line looks like. Just having him a part of the personnel underneath what you want Mike Bobo, I think is going to really change the way that we view Georgia's passing attack.
Yeah, for Georgia, for me, for the notes here, I mean, I heard drops were – I had a buddy who went to this game, and he was a Georgia guy telling me a bunch of drops. Again, drops are kind of a thing, and then I saw Kirby Smart say, but they were better than last year. So I was like,
sure.
I mean, so you knew that was bad. I think the running back room here will be interesting. Nate Frazier, Roderick Robinson, Chauncey Bowens. What do we kind of get out of this room? It doesn't need to get to Cash Jones is playing unless they get a plethora of injuries again. This running back room kind of needs to take the next step. Then Bear, my last one was just, I think it's going to be a linebacker-led room here, like as it should be. Georgia's better defenses have been this. Again, I keep saying it. I think it's Georgia's lowest floor under Kirby. Now, I will say this. I think that Tennessee game, week 3 in Knoxville, got a little easier just a minute ago, or this past weekend. But I do think this will be led by C.J. Allen, Raylan Wilson, and them. I do like the linebacker group. I have questions on the front 7 and on the back end, but I do like that core group. I think they will lead it. And, hey, your leadership starts in the middle of the defense, especially a Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann-led defense. It's a good start. It's a good start there because they can get everybody lined up, especially in that front that I think they're going to have to help on, especially on those edges, is that especially early in the season, is they take on a road trip. If they win this, if they want to go win in Knoxville, those inside backers are going to have to play well and will be a main reason why they will. So I'm fired up for them about that. But again, I think they have as many holes as they've ever had, probably since his first year. This is, I think, since the 2016 season. These is the most holes. Again, they can be answered. Just an interesting offseason heading into Georgia here. Again, me and you, Bear, talked on other episodes, brother, about them maybe going to – I think they'll definitely go hit the portal for a quarterback. It'll just depend who they go get.
Well, here's the question. Do they feel good enough about where they are right now with Gunnar Stockton and Pelusi going into next year, or do they have to add in somebody else? A name you didn't mention, Justin Williams at the linebacker spot. And I just bring him up because if he led the team in tackles during the day, like he led the team in tackles on G-Day. So he had like 9 tackles. I think he had 2 tackles for losses. The other one that was out there, Chris Cole, I think he had like 6 tackles and 2 pass breakups. Did a pretty decent job when it was in coverage. So you got to feel good about that. The thing I will say right now about Georgia, this is going to be their weakest team, but I'm not doubting Kirby. Like I'm not. I can't. Until you give me reason to say they're not going to put it all together, they're not going to be able to find a way to close this thing out or constantly shoot themselves in the foot. I'm still not. I agree with you. This is going to be a team that you want to put an emphasis on trusting the run game, whether that be with Nate Frazier, whether that be with Chauncey Bowens, whether that be with the other running back that I'm blanking off the top of my head on. I still feel like that you're going to be trusting.
Roderick Robertson.
Yeah, Roderick Robertson. I think that you're going to be fine in that position. I think you're going to have to trust your overall defense, like I mean your defensive line, and really your front 7, because I think that you are going to see KJ Bolden take another step forward. I do, and I think that Daniel Harris could be a really good overall. Could have a much better year than what he had last season. I think that he could easily take that step forward the way that we thought he was going to last year, especially now with Julian Humphrey gone, with other pieces missing. So like you pair him and KJ Bolden on the back end of the secondary. I'm not saying it's going to be a top 5 unit. But what I am saying is that he may end up being your top cornerback to pair alongside with your top defensive back overall.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man.